Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Chef Anna Fraser, and today we're making a British Indian classic chicken tikka masala. Who doesn't love a chicken tikka masala? It's a curry house classic and it's absolutely delicious. So let's get into it. First things first, we need to marinate our chicken. I've got some chicken breast here, but chicken thigh would be really great as well. It's not going to be slow cooked in the sauce, so I think either actually does work well. So for the marinade, we are going to use some full fat Greek yogurt. It is important to get the full fat one. The reason why we use yogurt to marinate meat is because yogurt has lactic acid in it, and the lactic acid helps break down and tenderize the meat. And the full fat element just means more flavor, more moisture. We have some turmeric, some chilli powder, some cumin, some coriander, and some garam masala. And the last little element, which again is key in a lot of meat marinades, is half a juice of a lemon. The acid in here again is one of the key components in marinating the meat. And the final element, of course, which I nearly forgot, is a good pinch of salt. Give that all a good mix around. And then we're going to cover this, stick it in the fridge, and then you really want to be leaving this to do its thing for ideally a few hours, well, ideally overnight, but a few hours will be totally fine. So we'll pop that to the side, we'll come back in a few hours, and then we'll get on with making the sauce. So it's been a few hours, I've come back and we've got our marinated chicken, which I'm just gonna pop onto a baking tray. And then we're gonna grill this on quite a high heat to try and get a nice char. So spread that out and just do an even layer. Cool, so we'll stick this in the grill. And we'll keep an eye on that while we get on with making the sauce. Cool, so we've got a nice sort of sized casserole pan, which we'll stick on a medium heat. I've got some ghee here. Ghee is clarified butter, and all that means is it's melted butter that doesn't have the milk solids in it. So you can burn it at a much higher temperature. It won't burn like normal butter would. So the ghee's nicely melted down. We're gonna start off by cooking our onions. Softening our onions down in the ghee. And then the next thing to go in, like with any curry that you usually make, is you wanna go in with your whole spices first. So we've got a cinnamon stick, a star anise, and some cumin seeds. So we'll get all that all in there, cooking down nicely together. So next up, in here I've got a paste of equal parts garlic, ginger, and green chilies. It's such a handy thing to just blitz them all up ahead of time, so you're not faffing around, spending lots of time chopping everything, because it can be quite laborious. We'll probably put a good tablespoon of that in, maybe a touch more, and cook that through a little bit. And the next thing in with the ground spices, so we've got garam masala, ground coriander, and ground cumin. Give that a quick stir through, and then you can pretty much then go straight in with what looks like quite a lot of tomato paste. But with this being a tomato-based curry, the tomato paste or puree is quite a key element to creating that sort of deep, rich, tomatoey gravy or sauce. So cook that off really well, get that properly, get all the rawness cooked out of it so that you get a nice deep colour and sort of deep tomato aroma before moving on to the next bit. So we've let that cook off for sort of 5 or 10 minutes. You can see it's a beautiful dark red colour. So now is the time to go in with the tinned chopped tomatoes. Mix that through, and then we're going to just let that tick away. I'm adding a splash of water in, just to kind of loosen it slightly. Pop a lid on that and let that tick away. So you can see it's really started to get a good charring on the kind of gnarly bits and bobs. We want a little bit more than that, so I'm going to pop that back in for say another kind of 5 or so minutes, and then we should be ready to stir everything together. So the sauce has been ticking away for a little while. Let's have a little look. So it's a lovely thick consistency. Smells really rich and buttery and tomatoey. Let's check on the chicken. That's looking really gorgeous now. You can see it's nice and charred and golden. All those spices will be nice and fragrant. So it's as simple as adding that into the sauce. So we'll add that all in, stir that through. And then the final key ingredient, I think, to a tikka masala is a good lug of double cream. So I'm probably going to use about 100 mils, and we'll save some to drizzle on top as a garnish. So stir that through so that that's all nicely incorporated. So I've got some fluffy basmati white rice to go alongside it, which is the perfect accompaniment. And we'll spoon that generously on top. It smells absolutely banging. So if you want to just do that little bit extra, we've got some double cream that we've reserved, which I think looks really lovely. I've got a few flaked almonds and some chopped fresh coriander. You're gonna love this one, definitely give it a go. Full recipe will be up on my Substack, which I've linked below. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you next time. And now I'm gonna tuck in.